This method of treatment helps a variety of disorders. It works fast with little side effects.
Because it works fast, and gosh, you go home feeling great, and you do not have side effects from anything. You just feel wonderful.
It has really been a godsend for me to find Dr. Tong and have his treatments, because I am highly allergic to a lot of medications and just cannot tolerate it. And this way I don't have to worry, because none of his treatments bother me. I can tolerate them with no problem at all.
As a side effect of the treatment, my blood pressure is down. I no longer am taking the diuretic that I was taking at least once a week, sometimes twice a week.
Now, it's amazing the variety of different problems that the treatments Dr. Tong has can totally alleviate. I used to have a lot of trouble with getting colds and flus that would linger and hang on for maybe 2 weeks, and I'd end up having to take antibiotics to get rid of it. And now, if I feel like I'm kind of come down with something, or I have come down with a bad cold, I'll go to him, I'll get a treatment, and within 24 hours, it's totally turned around. It's either gone or out halfway out the door. Whereas it would have hung on for at least a week to 10 days. You know, if you're planning on going on a trip and you're coming down with something, you wouldn't stay home. I'll go get treatment, and I'll go, and I'll be fine.
I have had a long time problem with what is commonly called irritable bowel or irritable gut syndrome, and I have tried various medications. I've had this since I was a young woman, off and on. When I came here, I had an episode of diarrhea and cramping and pain, and I had 2 treatments, and I have not had a recurrence of the problem at all.
I feel like I've had oxygen, and it's amazing how fast it worked. It's unbelievable. I can breathe deeply now. I haven't breathed deeply for a long, long time. I feel like I'm breathing from down here and not from up here.
I came in with bronchitis, having it 1 week, and he was able to give me an injection right in the lung area that was like a cork popping. I was able to breathe immediately.
When I came to see Dr. Tong, I was very, very depressed. I was feeling quite hopeless that there was no way out from this surgery situation. But I'm feeling, since I've had this treatment today, I feel so relaxed. I feel like I've been swimming for 3 hours and my body is just totally relaxed, and I almost don't know how to tell you how bad I felt when I came in. I feel really great right now.
The treatment is so amazing to me. After the very first treatment, I didn't have any more pressure. And it seemed like that I could hold my urine much longer.
Hundreds of dollars a month going to various herbs, Indian, Ayurvedic, Chinese, ginseng, the antioxidants, and even some of the more exotic lipotropics and amino acids. I tried amino acids for the muscles, and it made it worse, not better. And the more reading I did about herbs and so forth, I realized it was going to take me too many years to ferret out what my problems were, and I needed professional help. And it turned out that was true. Coming to Dr. Tong, with the professional help, I've had better results with the herbs in a month than I've had with 20 years of taking vitamin A and B complex.
I mean, my uterus is all the way back in my body, and it stays there most of the time. And when it's out, it's just a little bit. It's back to where it was about 3 or 4 years ago, which even if it stayed like this, it would be fine.
After the first month of treatment with Dr. Tong, an amazing thing happened, and we have mammograms to show it. I had ropey tissue and fibroids in my breasts and chest, and after the first month of acupuncture and herbs and treatment and injections, they disappeared, and both my doctors have verified this, and the lumps in my muscles, predominantly in my thighs and my chest, have gone away. They can't find them.
Prescription drugs kill over 100,000 Americans a year and rank as the 4th leading cause of death. And the #1 killer of people under 36 is side effects from drugs and surgery. If you suffer from chronic pain, drugs and surgery are not the answer. Fortunately, the cure is here. At Dr. Tong's Wellness Pain Center, over 90% of patients experience dramatic relief from the very first treatment. Call 888-DR-TONG1, visit our website, or tune into our cable program and find the cure.
Do the patients need to return to any kind of medical supervision after your treatments? More or less, if you're a diabetic, do you need to continue your insulin versus past treatments and things like
Our
this?
goal is to get rid of all the medication and the symptoms and the need for future surgery, okay? The problem is that the patient need to learn how to maintain their health, okay? And just like a car mechanic fix a car, but you need to learn how to maintain what to take care of the car with, okay? The biggest cause of all this problem, which the medical profession hasn't known, okay, is emotional. Emotional trauma is by far at least 90% of the cause, okay? So I teach people on what to eat, nutritional thing, and nutritional value is not the only thing. You got to know how to combine the energy of food and stress reduction, exercise. So once they get rid of the problem, if they learn how to maintain it, they don't need to come back. I recommend them, however, because living in Southern California, and now that unemployment and stuff like this, okay, stress will have caused many different things to happen in the future. They come back once in a year for tune-up.
Typical course of treatment, then, how many times would you see a patient?
Usually, first couple of weeks, 3 times a week. And then after that, we usually can cut it down to twice a week. Depends on how long they had the problem and how difficult the problem is.
Sure, and how well it's responding to the
If they have had surgery, like she has 6 surgeries, okay, took us 2 months, okay. She did not have surgery, three treatments, okay. Surgery caused scar, inflammation, and adhesions, and make it very difficult to unblock the circulation blockage.
Okay. Well, it's some very interesting information. Thank you for joining us today and sharing it with us, and thank you, two ladies, for sharing your stories with us. We'll see you again on Southland Today.
My daughter was murdered, and then my mother died from the shock of it. So what can cure that permanently?
Yeah, permanently. What's the long-term answer to this?
In my case,
I stay away from the word cure. I can only use myself as an example. And if ever I am under very, very stressful conditions, even though I've learned all the coping skills, the diaphragmatic breathing, you know, medication and everything, the point is in our program, 1 day at a time, 1 step at a time.
So, Dr. Tong, here, stand up. You have a different perspective on whether it's treatable or not.
I use a little Novocaine injection to relax the muscle spasm that cause energy blockage.
To sort of get a head start, in other words.
In other words, you want to clear a traffic jam, you use a tow truck.
Yeah.
Okay. You clear 100%, and for 6 to 8 hours, you get blood circulation, energy circulation, back to your lung, back to your heart, and back to the whole body. Okay. That will last you for a while because you got a lot of repair of the damage, and then you treat them a couple times a week until they balance out the energy. And when the body energy and chemistry are balanced, they're cured.
Dr. Gallus, what do you make of that?
Once again, I'm always fearful of a person who says that I can cure you.
anxiety is more like a problem, a physical problem, or more like psychological. That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah.
For me, it was psychological.
Dr. Tong?
The body and the mind is one unit.
Okay.
Novocaine, a highly addictive drug, and do you continue to use it in your programs? I mean, do you wean them off of it and then just continue to do the physical exercise, the acupuncture?
It is not an addictive drug. Number 2, I use a very diluted solution. It's what the dentist give you, and every time you get 1 cc. But the circulation recovery or the circulation restoration is what your body get back to normal, and then your kidney will clear. Otherwise, you get drugs every day. That's much more toxic, and your circulation is not open.